It's a tickle. It's a tickle. That fill is a freaking it's a tickle and a snap.
It's a tickle.
How did we not do?
It's a
Tickle and a
snap.
tickle and a
How
snap.
did we not talk about the tickle or the tinkle or the twinkle? What is it? The tinkle or the what?
When it comes to music and fills, sure, we've got the Royal Philharmonic and Phil Collins. But more importantly, we have the all-powerful, sometimes transcendent drum fill. A raucous rhythmic break or feathery flourish that can build tension until it detonates like a controlled demolition. Electrify with kinetic craft, catapult a verse into a towering chorus, and transform a boring bridge into beautiful badassery. And while some drum fills settle for uninspired 16th notes of regret, these drum fills chose unforgettable greatness. This is Top 5 Drum Fills with Glenn, Dave, and Jimmy on this episode of the 5x3.
Hey, welcome to the 5x3 Top 5s from the three of us and you. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Glenn.
I'm Dave.
And today's episode is Top 5 Drum Fills. Personal favorites. This is about feelings based on any criteria any of us choose, you choose, we choose, whatever. We'd love to hear your favorites in the comments so we can check out some fills that we've never heard or just hear about ones we've irresponsibly overlooked today. And we'll get into that in a minute. Some of them are not overlooked. We know some of the big ones. Maybe they're not on our list, but we'll talk about that. And none of our answers have been shared with each other ahead of time. Let's jump right in. We've chose our resident drummer, Glen, to go first this week. Glen, you only get 5. How hard was it to narrow down yours to 5?
The only way I could do it was to exclude certain types of fills. So no intros, no breakdowns. This was key because the world of breakdowns. It's I mean that's its own category, breakdowns. So by removing intros and breakdowns and fills, I considered parts of parts. Like that's the drum part. That fill happens 4 times in this song. That's a part. And that was tough for me because I actually there were 2 fills that I wanted on the list that were clearly parts, and I had forgotten how they repeated every time almost the same way. So yeah.
Hang on, 1 second.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, do you remember like a few days ago when I sent a text out, I said, how about maybe, I think there's a lot of variations of fills here. There's intros, there's all the things and categories Glenn just mentioned. And he was like, nope.
Well, it is all
just
in.
Drum fills.
Well,
and you have to take them
is
all
this
in.
is
We're not going to
Glenn's-
do episodes of this, and this.
Glenn being a drummer, his criteria is definitely different than mine.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
two of mine, I guess you could consider breakdowns because there's stops and then they do the fill. But you know,
Glenn, you just explained all these wonderful categories of fills. Like there are ones in the intro. That's a total category unto itself.
That's a drum intro, isn't it?
But that's a drum intro.
The drum intro is magical.
It's not a.
It's not a
It's
fill.
a fill.
This is the only way.
I'm talking drum fill intro.
But what's the difference between a drum intro and a drum fill intro?
Well, there are
I'm not talking a drum solo out of the gates. I'm talking a dum dum bum bum bum. Yeah, come on. Not talking like
there are differences between a drum intro and a fill that
how about
begins a
this?
song.
How about this? This really forced me to think of why I gravitate towards certain fills, and it all comes down to, for me, the drum fill is the seamless transition from one thing to another. All my fills are that. They are perfect transitions from this to this.
Interesting. I like hearing that from a drummer. That's fascinating.
And perhaps, sometimes it's a shift in gears, but nonetheless, I have to feel it's seamless. True fills. They're just fills.
Okay,
well,
right. That's great. And you know what? I don't know. I'm Dave might have his own criteria, and I definitely know. Mine is interestingly along some of them along the lines exactly of what Glenn was describing. So, but there's
I'll
a
go
long
over
list.
mine before I start my 5. But
Your criteria.
yeah,
Okay. And then, and you know, this is, as we always say, this is about feelings.
about feelings.
Because your criteria is your feelings.
Yeah,
You know,
I did
so-
end up struggling a bit. I'll be honest. I did end up struggling a bit. With,
okay.
you know.
Because at first I was like, do you remember, Dave? Glenn was like,
Yeah, I
oh,
know.
I'm done. This was
it's
like
fine.
weeks ago. And I was like, throughout the thing about drum fills, and he was like, I'm done.
It changed.
I was
a
like,
little
you're
bit.
a
My list-
drummer.
My
You
list
can't be
changed a
done.
little bit. A little bit.
Okay.
Well, but this is Jim, we can rebut if we want, you know, with that. No,
They'll
that's
be
an
budding.
intro.
They'll be budding. There's already been
Well,
budding.
not
and
about
there'll be more
his
buttles.
choices, but you know his criteria. But that's we'll deal
If I
with that
break
when
my
it
own
comes up.
rules.
If you break your own rules, I'm going to call it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, super. All right. So,
okay.
all right, here we go. Number 5, Glenn.
All right. Number 5, Never Tear Us Apart by In Excess. The drummer is John Ferris. And this fill happens at 157 specifically. And it is, so this is a 12/8 song. And we've got 16th note triplets. And it comes off another fill. There's 2 fills in a row, but the one I'm talking about, this is what sets off the sax solo.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes. So do we know what I'm talking about? So,
I'm hearing it in my head now. Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I know it. Yep.
Yes.
I got it.
And
So
that's a good one.
Those
Yeah.
tasty,
Sneaky.
16th note triplets into the just crack, and it's just that little dead spot before the sax busts in. It's, to me, it's just so
Yeah.
tasty.
Sneaky one, Glenn, on the
Yeah,
number 5.
because it does come off after another fantastic fill, but this is not.
You're right. There's 2 in
That's
a
the
row.
one.
They kind of
Yeah.
trick you. The first one you
Yes.
think it's going, and then it doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the first
It
one's
comes
cool.
back.
The do-ga,
Yeah.
do-ga, 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 dun, 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 da-da-da-da.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
See, hopefully Glenn knows like the song titles that I know, and he can reenact the drum fills for.
Well,
for
that's what I
mine
said.
and
I'm going to be
yours.
doing. I'm going to be doing a lot of reenactment tonight with my fills.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
It's
Do you have
all we can
props?
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like little boxes and things?
Well,
to
mine's just
drum
more. I'm
on?
just going to sing it,
Oh, okay.
or more or less.
All right.
Yeah, that's a
Glenn,
really good one.
fantastic number 5. Super
Yeah.
impressive because I completely hear that, that fill. I know
Yeah.
that he's right before the sax. I know the one you're talking about. That is an amazing fill. Awesome. Dave, you're number 5.
Okay, so to just throw my criteria out there, it was no intros and no parts. There are some drum fills that you could consider parts because maybe they're repeated once, they're repeated twice in a song. Like there's one that I just love, but I couldn't do it because I felt it was too much of a part. So it's more of like no intros, no parts. They could be in breakdowns, but not like a extended solo. It's much more of a transition thing, even if it's in a breakdown. And then the only other thread that goes through my list, I think, is these all make me feel something emotionally. I don't know what it is, but like there's something about them that just it gets me amped up, and I think that's something a great fill can do. Because it's such a demarcation in the song, and you just hear it, and it just you air drum in the car, and it just elevates everything.
Yeah.
So that being said, my number 5 is, speaking of parentheses songs, "Don't You Forget About Me" by the Simple Minds. 1985.
That's on my list.
Mel Gaynor is the
first
drummer.
one.
Our first one.
Yes, Mel
First
Gaynor.
one.
I'm gonna swap out mine now.
It comes in in a breakdown. I mean, it's not a breakdown because the band just comes in a lull, and then it's just one of the most tasty snare rolls I've ever heard in my life. And then he goes on a ride.
Yes.
And I tell you, this is another thread in my list. It's snare rolls into ride choruses. It's just something about it. Anyway, that's my number 5.
That's
Mel
a good
Gaynor.
one. Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's super famous. Like people that know that song will know that fill. I didn't say the time. It's 3:42 into the song. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All time
Yes,
for me.
3:42. Yeah, and it explodes into that. It's they bring it down. It's the bridge. They bring it down, and then they don't even go into a chorus or anything, which is kind of a different kind of chorus. They go into the la 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 la. Oh, I can't sing, but
It's like the outro.
You're not supposed to
It's
sing
kind of
here.
like the outro.
But they go into the la 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 la
outro. Yeah.
But it's explosive la la las. It's like that sing along, and it's just like that. I mean, I just agree with you. Well, it was on my list, but now I can swap one out because
there you go.
You've already because I already have a long list of other ones on here.
You get an extra one.
Yeah, I get an extra one now, so thank you for that. Because, and that guy, what a drummer. So, okay, so it's to me now. So, this one's, I'm not sure. I feel like you guys, maybe both, probably Glenn. I'm thinking there's a Journey fill, maybe, in here somewhere. But my number 5 is Steve Smith from Journey. The song is After the Fall, and this is one of the most subtle drum fills ever, I think. That blows my mind.
Yeah, it's one of the tastiest things Steve Smith's ever done.
Really? Because let's just before anyone. Okay, let's give you the time code so everyone can check out the time code. Of course, they're gonna have to stop the video to watch. But anyway, it's at 2:12. It is 3 snares into 2 kicks with closed hi-hats. Am I correct? It's like
yeah. And he slides into those snares too.
Yes. Yes. I love it. We get we get the animated blend for this. I love it.
Yeah.
So there's so much about this, but I've never, ever gotten bored of this fill. Every time I hear it, and it's so, you would think it's so simple. It probably, there's probably lots of people never even bothered like going, oh, that's interesting. It's just there, and but every time it comes by, I'm like, take your breath away, drum fill. And here's what I want to say about this fill. And Glenn has to, well, Dave as well, but I mean, Glenn's the drummer. So have you ever heard anyone attempt to imitate that fill? Because I think Steve Smith owns it. And if you try to do it, you will explode like the Spinal Tap drummers. I don't think you can steal it because it's so his.
Well, yes. And also it's that song.
Yeah.
The pocket and feel of that song.
Yeah.
Brought it out of him. Mm-hmm. And it talk about seamless transition. I mean, that thing, it's just so laid in the groove.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. And it was on my list, last week's version of my list.
Oh boy.
So,
yeah,
it is.
You might have remembered. Did you remember how much I love that one from years gone by?
Yes,
and go, that might be on mine. Yeah,
I had a feeling. I had a feeling that there was a chance that could be on everyone's list, but
so it's kind of a known fill, then, huh?
I think I would consider it kind of a deep cut fill, but if you're one step into being more of a Steve Smith fan, outside of being a Journey fan,
if you're that kind of next tier Journey fan and you know about Steve Smith, you're gonna know that fill.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't want to say anything more about Steve Smith because he might make it on, again on the list with one of you guys. So I'm not going to say anything else about him. But if it's not on your list, I want to revisit him at the end. So, all right. That said, passing it back to you, Glenn.
All right.
For number 4.
Number four. My number 4 is Message in a Bottle by The Police, Stuart Copeland. This fill happens 3:40 in, so it's towards the end. He's stretching out a bit. There are so many fills to choose from in this song. But this one is the, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the one.
Yes. Yeah.
it's one of those fills that for the longest time I just enjoyed it and laughed out loud and just had so much fun listening to it. And at the same time, I'm going, what the is he doing? Like, he's one of those drummers that he's so hard to predict because he's so in the moment. And even he will admit that he doesn't do the same thing twice.
Yeah.
He feels pressure. There's like one fill that he feels pressure doing night after night.
Yep.
But for the most part, he's just, whatever comes out, and I might not ever do it again.
Yeah.
So that was just a captured moment. And it's out of all his fills, for whatever reason, that's the one that just gets me. Just every time, it's a delightful surprise. I
love it.
Yeah, that's my number one.
See, I told you guys.
I mean, I'll just talk about it now.
Well, then you're not going to have a number one.
It's fine. Because there's nothing else past this for me. I wrote down was it's Stuart Copeland in a nutshell. It's him on the edge, almost just falling over the cliff, but it's still there.
Reckless precision.
It's just
almost goes off the
I'll
tracks.
tell you, like, this is my number one, but it's just my favorite. I will listen to that fill until the day I die. It's the best fill I've ever heard. It's also my daughter's. It's also my daughter's favorite fill. It's also my son's favorite fill. Like, we listen to that as a family. That's how good it is.
It's a family.
It's a family fill.
Oh my God! I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah,
I never heard of the family fill.
We talk about it when they're, my kids are older now, but when they're in, when they're in the car with me when they were younger, this song would come on and I go, listen to this fill, and we would just jam on it all the time. So I'm glad. I should have known this was going to be on Glen's list, but it's my number one. But yeah, here we go. That's it. But yeah, Glen, it's such a fantastic thing. It's so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't it like and for the longest time I never even bothered learning it. I just let it come by and hit me and slap me out of my chair. Like and then sitting down to do this, I forced myself to sit down. Let's get it right, because we're gonna have to freaking talk about it.
Yeah, and like same thing, like you said, I've seen him play that song live or like in drum clinics or like on YouTube. He never does it. He never does that fill.
No. And what is I'm trying to remember.
Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic is the other one.
That's the one that he tries to play the same.
Yeah, because he says he gets so many people pissed off if he does. Like, they'll write him after the show and be like, "You ruined my show. I came to see that drum fill."
You didn't do the fill, man.
Like, I don't ever want to hear that song without that.
That's why.
And it is like such. It's like it's. I don't even know what it is about that fill, and Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. If that's not there the way it is, it would throw me off too.
That's why I wrote. That's why I wrote. It's like him on the edge, because he just did that in the moment. Like, there is, he didn't. I don't think he thought about that.
It's almost like he saved himself.
It's
the
just
last
him.
second.
Yeah, it's just him. Like, it just came out and then never to be repeated again. That's why that recording is so fantastic. There are so many moments in that song like that. But yeah. So anyway. Glen and I think the same.
Yep. And you know what? It's back to you,
but it's
Dave,
my number 4.
That's his number 4. So, Dave,
number 4.
The floor is yours again.
According to Glen, there's 3 better fills out there. According to me, there's not, but that's okay. All right. So
this is the thing about having, like, ones that are.
I'm totally fine with that.
Sully your number 1 now that Glenn disrespected it and put it at number 4?
No, of course not. I'm just glad someone else feels the same way I do.
What happens at the end here?
Oh, wow. Glenn's setting up for some sort of disaster at the end. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, number 4. You're at number 4.
Okay, my number 4. This isn't even a band I really listened to. And I don't really remember how I heard this song, where I heard this song, but it's an amazing drum performance. This is one of the things, like I said, like one of my criteria is like it brings an emotional response out of me. This is Dave Matthews Band. The song is Gray Street, and the drummer is off the Busted Stuff album, and the drummer is Carter Beauford. And it happens 4:15 into the song. It's just amazing. The song is actually really cool. It's got this kind of strange riff. The drummers has a great performance. It's a great groove, and the fill comes at the end of this like crescendo moment of the song, and the drummer is very. He's kind of like a jazz guy. He's very plays very strangely. His ride is on the left, which is very odd. Like he plays, like this. I could see that, but it comes when at the very crescendo of the song, and it's kind of like a tom fill into a snare. It's my snares into rides. Yeah, it's and he does a splash and a crash.
Nice. Is Glenn mocking you?
No,
he's laughing at your interpretation.
I'm not.
It's
I'm not at all.
because we used to do
I'm
this.
laughing with him.
I know, because it's like a splash crash. It's so freaking good. Anyway, I know it's probably like people don't really. It's a very like it's not a well known thing, but I always flagged it as whenever I heard that song, which is not very often because I don't listen to Dave Matthews Band very much. But whenever I hear it, honestly, it brings out the way the guy plays it brings this like I get so crazed when it happens. So I highly recommend go checking it out. It's 4:15 into the song.
4:15 into the tune. Gray
Street by Dave Matthews Band.
And that's the thing. They're very like proggy kind of like not
for sure.
proggy, but they do like all the they're super into like strange or different unique time signatures and that kind of stuff.
And just
a lot of
He's
the
a
music.
fantastic drummer.
Yeah, he's a jazz guy. I mean, he's a incredible drummer. And interesting, just side note to this is it started as like a project with Steve Lillywhite. He was going to produce the record, and they wrote a bunch of songs, did a bunch of pre-production, and somehow the label thought it was too dark or something. Like they didn't like it, so they scrapped it and they redid the song for the album. The Lillywhite sessions got leaked, and you can find them, but it's a different version of the song, and he doesn't do the fill in that version. It's like very demo-ish. But it's like a big thing with the Dave Matthews Band fans, the Lillywhite sessions. But
and one thing about that fill, you mentioned a splash.
Yeah.
Splashes in fills.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my hey. Now you're stepping on my territory here. That's
A little extra zest.
I love in the middle of a fill.
It's just a
love a little splash, a little cymbal,
It's
a
just
little
a quick-
choke. That's my jam.
you hear that splash, then the crash, and then the ride. And
if it's
he teases
tucked in there in the middle of all
Yeah.
that madness, I'm like really happy.
Yeah, and he teases the ride throughout the song, but he never really goes to it until the end, the bell of the ride. And it's just, Anyway, I highly recommend that one.
Excellent.
Jim, you're number 4.
My number 4. Well, now I have another number 4 because I had Mel Gaynor from Simple Minds on mine. But and now I can't. So there's all these ones too. Like it's funny, you guys are like, oh, we're not doing drum parts, and I was laughing when you said that because I'm like, obviously you're talking about Steve Gadd, who has like a 1-minute drum fill in Asia.
Yeah.
The fill's like kind of like a minute long. It's like the little pauses in between, but it's like basically like a minute fill. But that's incredible. I have to pick one here, and since we're not doing, I like the idea of really not doing intros, so I'm going to save that. Man, it's kind of between She Sells Sanctuary, After the Bridge, or I think I'm going to have to go with this one just because it's just so classic, and Glen's going to have to like do it. It's just, it only lasts like 2 seconds, and it's Tom's, and it's electronic or whatever, but it's Photograph at 2:32. And I'm just like, I don't know what that is, but every time it comes along, and it's just like, and what I was going to do with that anyway was throw it to you.
Yeah, we have number 3.
Oh, Jesus, we're back to my number 3.
So, and then it's back to you now for number 3.
Okay, I think both of you guys will really appreciate this one. This is The Mission by Queensryche.
This was on the short
Scott
list for me.
Rockenfield.
Yeah.
This happens, let's see, 214 in. This is in the second verse. It's not the fill that takes us into the second verse. It's the fill that happens after I search the past back to a time when I was younger. So,
Yes. Yes, I know it. Yeah.
The beauty of this fill is you think you just got this amazing fill right before it. So you're not expecting any kind of fill to be happening. And then he hits you with one even better, in my opinion. It's just a freaking cannon. You know, the Jimbo Barton drum sound, it's hard to imagine this fill working the way it does without that sound, but
that's an really interesting point too.
Yeah,
the sound has so much to do with it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
it's super explosive, tight and punchy, and so perfect. I mean, it really delivers with the vocal performance. It just accents that line.
Yeah, I always thought Rockenfield was really good at working around Tate's vocals too. Like he would hit you with stuff like that, just like kind of random punctuation marks in the middle of verses. You know?
Yeah. I love fills in the middle of verses.
Yeah, me too. But like he wouldn't like that one is. I wouldn't say that one's overpowering, but it's like it's perfect. But that one's kind of like the example of it. But he does all other kind of subtle ones all through their songs. Very interesting drummer.
Yeah.
I love what you said about the sound too, because it's like you almost can't. There are ones I mentioned to you guys before, a really common drum fill. You know, the Cult She Sells Sanctuary, and that you've heard that fill a gazillion times, right? And it's when it happens. You know, it's coming off of a bridge and everything kind of winds down, and it's the sound of it when it happens. You know, and it's just cracks in, like, every time I hear it, it's like, I know it's just a basic drum fill that you hear a million other places, but it's when that happens in the sound of it. So it's a really interesting point that you make about the sound. The sound can really affect like
a lot
how
of
you
times
feel about a fill.
The sound can also inspire the performance.
Oh,
I don't know what it
100%.
sounded like in his headphones, but I know that when I'm feeling like my drums are sounding really cool, I do certain things because of how they're sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. All right. So we are back to Dave.
Oh,
right?
my number three.
Number three, Dave.
Yeah. This is a metal drummer. I guess you could say metal. Here we go.
Some vinyl. Oh, more Yngwie.
This is more Yngwie. This is the song is Anguish.
You're trying to make up for the last one, aren't you, Dave?
Maybe a little bit. Don't be mad.
This is a makeup, Glenn.
Yngwie, don't be mad. The song is Anguish and Fear. The drummer is Anders Johansson. 1985 off the Marching Out album. This happens 250 into the song. It's after the keyboard and guitar solo. By the way, the keyboard player is Jens Johansson, Anders' brother. So it's after the keyboard and guitar solo. It's a double.
I know this film.
Yeah, I know. It's a double kick, cymbal choke frenzy. And every time I hear it, first of all, I love this song. I think this is one of Yngwie's best songs. It's a great riff. It's a great lyrics, great vocal performance. And then to top it all off, he hits you with this fill after the solo. It's a double kick. It's a... But imagine that with double kick going through it. It's not that fast, but it actually really grooves really well.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It does groove really well.
It's a great groove. It happens and this is, I guess my criteria is a little sketchy because it does happen in a break, but it's not a solo. It's just like a fill. But it's always surprising, and I look forward to it in the song. Every time I hear that song, I'm like, I can't wait for the fill to happen. Yeah. So that's my number 3, Anders Johansson.
Anders Johansson for Dave at number 3. That is very cool. All right. So back to me. My number 3, this is a track there's a drum fill that specifically at 21 seconds in that launches the song into the lyrics, and it's one of those things where I feel like it inspired the singer. Like I feel like it informed the singer. I feel like this fill set the whole song up, and then throughout the entire song, it's filled with fills that are amazing, and it gives the song all of its energy. The drum fills are in the driver's seat of the song. There are other things that are driving the tune too, but they're not in the driver's seat. The drum fills are in the driver's seat. This is Matt Tong on a song called Banquet by Block Party, and it's just the whole song. It's one of those, I don't even have to like really, there's nothing really to say other than go listen to the song, because it's just filled with amazing drum fills. And that's it. That's my number 3.
It's interesting you say like the drum fill maybe inspired the singer, because like I was saying with Scott Rockenfield and Glenn, I know this about you too. When drummers are playing, they try to tailor, or at least you did, and I think a lot of drummers do. They tailor their fills to be in between the singing, right?
Yeah.
So that's interesting. You say maybe the drum fill inspired the singer. It's kind of the reverse of that, or like maybe the singer worked around the drummer, in that scenario.
It just feels like it launched it. Like you have the intro and it's going. It's like it's just like this bonkers sort of drum fill, but tasty. It's like, it's not like it weirdly, it's excessive but short, so that makes it kind of not excessive. Like it's over the top kind of the fill, but it's just so perfect that the way, and maybe he did the fill after he knew what the vocalist was doing,
but or tried to force his hand, because I used to do that a lot. I would try and force the hand of of whoever it was, could have been, a guitar player, bass player, singer, whatever. It's like, I'm feeling this going in this direction. And then sometimes it works and they're like, yeah, that's actually cool. And I'm going to freaking explode on that when I was more taking it down a little bit.
I think when people go and listen to this particular one that I picked, you listen to the singer come in and you go, there's a lot of ways he could have came in. He could have came into this song a lot of different ways, but he matches the urgency of the fill.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear that fill and you're like, oh, okay. I guess I have a job to do here. My job is to follow that. All right. That's my number 3. Number 2.
Glenn, number 2.
Okay. So my number 2 is, this is definitely going to be a deep cut for most folks. The song is called Long Day in the Universe. And it's by a band, the Darling Buds. The album is Erotica, which I believe came out just before Madonna's Erotica.
After Crawdaddy. Crawdaddy was...
After Crawdaddy.
I listened to Crawdaddy, like, that's a great record.
Yeah,
that's a great record. I can't remember the fill you're talking about.
It's so good. It's so good. The whole album.
Yeah.
So the drummer is Jimmy Hughes. And this fill comes after the bridge going into the third verse. It's a drum roll into a bell on a ride.
Ooh, now you're singing my language.
Oh,
yes.
It's so simple.
Immediately. I need to stop down the show and go listen to this.
It's so simple.
These are my favorite things.
It just had such an impact on me. The simplest thing, but the placement of it and the performance of it, the moment I heard it, it was logged in there as something I need to do. And I did so many different versions of it over the years.
He did.
And then I started putting the bell into other fills, and parts were created around the idea of that fill.
Yeah. You were the bell captain after that moment.
It just really had an impact on me.
It did. Crazy, I do remember you started doing that a lot. Not the same exact thing, but similar things. And the thing I love about that fill too is it's like, I don't know, I'm not a drummer, but the technique of how he does that roll, it's almost like the drumsticks he's barely holding on to them. It's
barely
just like,
yeah.
It's the perfect
and
bell too.
He caps it. He caps it and then goes to the right.
It's perfect.
It's amazing. That was not a big band here either. Those records are really.
I've come to really
records.
like that record. I've come to really like that record. Yeah,
and Crawdaddy's a great record too.
Yeah,
I like Crawdaddy quite a bit too. I like this one a little bit better.
Yeah.
I feel like they, much like Curve, they work with dissonance quite well in the structure of a pop song, but the combining that sort of that 90s alternative noise, guitar noise, a little bit of My Bloody Valentine in there. It's a very interesting band with this, the playing against that vocal style too, that very clean, pretty, poppy female voice. I think
the drummer really elevated them too. Like he just was that little extra step above kind of other bands that were like that,
Yeah. I felt that way with the Cranberries too. Like I thought when these bands had great drummers, things just went to that next level. And coincidentally or not coincidentally, whatever, the same producer, Cranberries, Stephen Street.
He did that record?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my number 2. Long Day in the Universe.
What was the timestamp on that one?
The timestamp on that one is 2:33.
2:33. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that to people. That's a great one.
All right, number 2 for you, Dave.
My number 2, back to one of my favorites. I never know how to say his name properly, but Vinny Appice. Glenn, how do you say it?
It's Carmine Appice, Vinny Appice.
Okay, sure.
What? Is that for real?
The two
That's
brothers.
for real.
That's for real. This song is off the Holy Diver record, Dio. The song is called Straight Through the Heart. The fill comes in 1983. The fill comes in 127 into the song. Again, it's another kind of stop in the action. And Vinny is so, he played with Dio, and you think it's Holy Diver is one of the best metal records ever made. And you think, he's playing like metal style, but Vinny is so laid back and just grooves so well. It happens after like a big vocal moment and then stops and he goes, it's a snare, cymbal, snare, cymbal. And it's just
kind of Bozio-like, but slow and under the beat.
It is a little Bozio-like, and it's so
always
far
under the beat.
It's so far under the beat, but it grooves so good. God, and then it's like an anticipation into the one. It's just another one of my daughter's favorites. Not so much these days, but back in the day, she'd be like, "What's that song again? Play that song again." So this is one of my it's my number 2. But Vinny, one of my favorite drummers, and I think his best fill for me.
Well, it's interesting that your number 2 is Dio, because my number 2 is Barry Manilow. So I think if we were
feelings, Jim.
fighting right now, I think you might win. But as far as this drum fill, this isn't Barry Manilow doing the drum fill, obviously, but the drummer, I tried to figure out. I know who the drummer is. His name is Lee Gerst. The song is Looks Like We Made It. The timestamp is 2:37. This is my number 2. Looks Like We Made It by Barry Manilow. Lee Gerst is there. He's a ghost. There's like nothing on the internet about Lee Gerst. He was with the band for a long time. You can't find anything on him. I went on Discogs. I went on everything. I'm like, who is this guy that did this fill? And, I'm not going to say a whole lot about this because Glenn can describe it and play it on his chest better than I can. But I remember playing it for Glenn, going, Glenn, am I crazy, or is this like one of the greatest drum fills of all time, and it's insanity, and my head's gonna explode? Is there a problem? Is something wrong with me that my head's gonna explode hearing this? And then Glenn heard it, and I think his head almost exploded. Yeah. But it's like, it's a Barry Manilow ballad. Looks like we made it, and it builds and builds and builds and builds, and it stops down, and this guy does. Go ahead, Glenn. You can fill in the rest.
What was the year on this one?
Probably late 70s. I'm not sure. Late 70s.
Like late 70s, right? Somewhere around there. So it was one of those songs heard as a child, and then moving through my musical journey in bands and whatnot, didn't really come up much throughout my life. Like, I honestly don't think I really heard it much at all past its time in the sun.
Yeah.
So when you presented it to me as an adult, I nearly fell off my chair. Like I can't. I couldn't believe.
I think we were laughing.
How dramatic it is.
It's one of those.
It's one of the most dramatic drum fills I've ever heard in my life.
Were we like belly? I think you were like belly laughing. We were like laughing
crying.
hard. Like, what was that?
I mean,
what did we just hear?
He just went for it. And, was he given the direction? Was it like, no, just more dramatic? Can you go more?
Do more.
Yeah, because it's like, you have to think he was just like, I'm in Barry Manilow's band, and the music's all dropping out right here, and I'm the drummer. I think I'm going to take my moment in the sun right here. And he took every last bit of his moment in sun. And it's, what it is, Glenn, for me.
Yeah.
You know what it is? He, in the middle of this massiveness, he just stops, throws in the cymbal. And then gets back to business.
It's one of the most oddly placed hi-hats ever. It's like
yes,
what?
Yes.
It's almost like an accident.
Like,
it's almost like an accident. I feel like it could be an accident.
I would never put a hi-hat there.
It might have been an accident. That's why I want to find this guy and be like, dude, that wasn't a real fill, was it?
Was it an edit?
You didn't do that on purpose. No one would have thought to do that.
Did they punch in? Like, what happened?
Wait, what's the time code? The time code
is 237. And
okay.
I think you might be onto something. I think he might have got like in the middle of it and just went, I don't know, I'll just hit this over here. Like, it just, because you can't find this guy anywhere. He's not on Wikipedia. He's not on Discogs. Every once in a while, you'll find a little path. I found a picture of him with Barry Manilow and his band and his backup singers on Pinterest. And that was about as far as it got with him on the internet. I'm like, this guy's a ghost. And he's got one of the greatest fills I've ever heard in my life.
I wonder, too, I would think this would be highly unlikely, but like, back in those days, like, they wrote out charts for people. Like, did someone write that for him? Like,
well, here's what I think. Yeah,
I'm starting to think that find this out.
That Lee Gerst. I know. I want to just for the sake of entertainment in my mind. I feel like they labored over it. Like, this fill was the topic of discussion at lunch. They're like, what do we? He's almost got it. I don't know. Let's revisit that, because
the producer pulled him aside and was like, "Let me talk to you about this breakdown."
I think they nailed down the fill without the hi-hat. I think it was nailed down without the hi-hat, and they're still sitting around going, I don't know, it just needs a little extra something.
Extra.
He's like,
I don't want to hear Glenn.
I don't know.
No. I don't want to hear that that's an overdub. I don't want to hear that
not
the
an
fill was
overdub.
there.
He did it again.
He did it again.
He's just like, all right, I'll do it again. I'll try and add, I guess, and it just freaking, like,
You're not talking overdub.
Last minute, he just freaking threw in that, and they're like, that's it. We're done.
It's like, it's just, what? What, dude? Yeah. What did you just do? It's not even. It's like some sort of other thing you're doing.
To reproduce.
Now
I want to go see live performances.
You have to track down any live performance, but it has to be the same drummer. Like, you can't.
No,
but
here's
were
the
drummers
thing.
to follow doing it?
No, I've seen I looked it up. I looked up videos. No one plays the drum fill like he does.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
It's too magical. It's too magical. Do you remember, Glenn, we were working on Year of the Cat, and we went over that one drum fill, and it was some weird thing in my head. I was like, no. It's like a... and it was like this timing thing where it was like just a millisecond different.
Hold it back.
Yeah.
Hold it back.
Hold it back. And then it was like, finally we were working on this one drum fill. It was like, the magic's not quite there. The magic's not quite there. And it was like,
that's what I'm talking about. That's what I think this is.
Yeah. And then when it happened, it was like, there it is.
Like,
there's the fill.
They discussed
There's the
it.
fill. So
they
anyway,
discussed it over lunch.
I mean, who would ever think that? Yeah, discussed it over lunch.
Who
would ever think Barry Manilow?
Yeah. It's a good
Barry
one.
Manilow song. Maniluni, Fanilow, Unapologetic. I love the Barry Manilow. I love the catalog. I'm sorry. I don't care. Give me some Mandy.
No apologies.
No
Write
apologies.
the songs for me.
That's the
Do
other
it
thing.
all.
That's the other thing
I
about
just-
this channel is no apologies whatsoever.
Oh God.
From Dio to Manilow.
you,
It's
Barry.
all
Dio to
welcome.
Manilow.
Yeah, Dio to Man, and I love that Dio record. I have 3 copies
I know,
of it. But Barry Manilow's right over there.
There you
so
go.
anyway, all right, number
Number 1.
Back to my number one.
Was this the controversial one? You
Yes.
said yeah, I know. I know why it's controversial, but
Yeah. It's the power and sound, the feeling it provokes, like it's like when I leave a room, I want it to, I'm gone. Like everything becomes that fill. It's like punctuating everything in my life. If I could just,
everything.
it is the ultimate exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's a sensation. It's a sensation. It's the same. It's like when I'm playing and I'm doing double kick stuff, like super quick, like that kind of stuff. It's that sound. And specifically on Pyromania, those are Simmons toms. So why this is so controversial to those that don't know, this is not Rick Allen performing this fill. The only thing he performed that we know of are the cymbals on this record. Everything else was sampled into the Fairlight. They sampled his drums. They detuned them. I actually pulled, thank goodness I did because it's gone. It's really hard to find now. When Mike Shipley was on, back then it was called Gear Sluts, he chimed in on the making of Pyromania, and I saved it because he specifically talked about how they crafted the drums. So because they were rewriting songs right up into the last minute, all the way through the mix of the album, it was important to Mutt Lange to be able to change anything he wanted, particularly the drums, rather than tracking the drums again and starting from scratch. So they sequenced all the drums. So in the case of this fill, these are, from what I read, according to Mike Shipley, these are mostly Simmons toms. That were,
Guess we can't make fun of them anymore.
Sequenced. So it's like, it's like, who's the drummer on this? Well, it's Mike Shipley. Let's give Rick Allen maybe had some input.
Mutt Lange.
Yeah, the mastermind Mutt Lange. And if you start going through Mutt Lange productions, paying attention to fills, they're all quite good. Ranging from the most simplistic to pretty crafty. They're all, I'd like to think that he's behind a lot of this, but yeah, that, it's just,
Yes, and when you were actually performing on your chest like a caveman, like the double kick and whatever, what you were saying was, and it really hit me. It's about this fill. It's a concentrated fill. When you got the concentrated orange juice and you had to add a whole thing of water to it, and if you didn't, it would be like, way too potent.
Yeah.
This is what that fill is.
Think about what the guitar is doing at that moment.
Yeah.
Like it just it comes down. brings the whole band back
it's like,
down.
It's such
this
a
suspension,
like
you
a
know?
conductor going whoomp, like
it's
that.
it's such a punctuation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And into the second verse.
You did a fantastic job of performing it, explaining it. This is what I love about this show already. This is what I love about like hearing from you as a drummer. Like your number one is that fill, which, you know, is quick. It's not, you know, it's not over the top. It's not showy. It's not whatever. It's just, it does something for you. And then, you know, you're able to explain why that does so much, why that's and it's not real drums. And you're okay with that. And I know you're not opposed to like, you know, electronic drums or whatever, but at the same time, you're a real drummer, a very real good drummer. So to make that your number one, I think is really curious, really interesting. And it says a lot about what that fill is and what it does, and a lot about emotion, music, feeling. It says a lot of things. Glen's number one, Def Leppard Photograph. And I think, Dave, we're at your number one.
Well, my number one was already was Message in a Bottle.
That's right.
But just, you know, thinking about it, some honorable mentions I'll just toss out there that almost made my list. Back to Journey, Separate Ways, Steve Smith and the Breakdown.
Yes.
I only pulled it off because it was a breakdown.
Oh, really?
The one that sounds like Over the Mountain?
Oh, that one. That one. Okay, not in the breakdown.
Yeah, it goes someday. Yeah, that one, right?
The one that everyone thinks
that's not I don't classify that one as a breakdown.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one you're talking about, Dave?
Is
that your fill?
Yes, that's the one that everyone thinks is a triplet, but it's a 16th note. It's 4. Which, if you ever, and I would say to people, go watch the video, the official music video, because they're on him for that fill, and he does this thing with his right hand where he's just like flocking, like it's like going back and forth between the snare and the floor tom. It's a very interesting technique if you look at it. Like his right hand is like, wow, that's really weird that he's doing that.
Yeah, I've seen him do that before. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
There's a video out there of him completely explaining
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That fill?
Yeah.
Is it? Do you feel like that's taken from, because that came after Over the Mountain? I feel like there's similarities between those two. The intro of Over the Mountain.
Yeah, it is similar.
The only other one I would mention, and I excluded this because it's more of a part, is Lee Kerslake in Little Dolls. Because it is an intro, and then he repeats it after in the beat after the bridge or after the solo. It's great. It's almost, I love the sound of those drums too, because you can almost hear the tape compression, like everything's like just overloading. It's fantastic.
Such thumping,
thunderous.
He was like a strange kind of Bonham, Lee Kerslake.
Yeah, he was more kind of flashy than Bonham, I think, in like some of his fills and stuff. But great player, and those albums would not have been what they were without him. But Little Dolls will be kind of my other thing that didn't quite make it because it was more of a part. But again, my number one is Message in a Bottle, the same one. So, all right, Jim.
Message in a Bottle from Dave, number one. And my number one, we'll hit a couple just real quick. Obviously, the most famous drum fill of all time, obviously, is In the Air Tonight. Phil Collins, I don't think anyone really debates that. 341 in that. But, I think we've heard it so much. It's just gone so into the pop culture, whatever. You hear it on NFL football, you hear it it's just everywhere. So it's just like, okay, yes, I think we all can recognize the greatness of that fill. So people don't need to be like, how could you not acknowledge the greatest fill of all time? Of course it is. And I wasn't going to do my number one. I just can't deny, because it's just something like my brother and I did when we were kids, where we just sat there and air drummed it over and over and over again, and it just, our heads exploded every time we were and he's just a brilliant drummer, one of the great, one of the goats, Neil Peart, Tom Sawyer at 231, it kind of just goes on. I mean, it's just like a moment of like, what? It just every time I hear it still, it never really gets, old for me, but and it's just like kind of a family thing, my brother and I, we just like sit there and
Family Phil. We got another family Phil on our hands.
Love it.
Family Phil. The Family Phil is
Damn, I don't have a family Phil.
you gotta call up sis and get the Family Phil going. Jeez. Yeah, so that's my number one. Tom Sawyer, Neil Peart at 231, and that is wrapping up our top 5 drum fills. All based on all kinds of emotion and all kinds of other things. Anybody want to throw out any ones that got kind of kicked to the curb, unfortunately?
Well, but before we do, let's have a quick discussion on Peart versus Peart.
Okay.
Oh, I may have said it wrong. That's true.
Well,
I wasn't paying attention.
but I want to bring this up because I'm sure it was like this for you, Jim, as it was for me and Dave. We all grew up saying Peart. I can't explain it, but we all did. Maybe just a time where you weren't seeing interviews and hearing people pronounce names, and I have no idea. But that's what we said. We never said Peart. I try to force myself now, but
I didn't hear Peart.
That is the way to say it?
I didn't hear Peart until like 3 years ago.
Peart.
Peart.
Peart is the correct pronunciation, right?
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Well, I apologize.
I spent my entire life
He deserves
saying
his
Peart.
name pronounced correctly.
Yeah. And
I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard people pronounce it different, but I thought it was a tomato thing.
Yeah, just to throw also something else about him. I love Rush. I love Rush. I think they're a fantastic band. And yes, you could say that he has been responsible for a lot of amazing fills over the years. But for me, it's the same thing where his playing doesn't elicit the same emotional response from me than some other things do. And that's not, I know there are people out there that just love him to death and think he's the number one of all time. And I'm not saying he's not, but the reason he's not on my list is because it just doesn't make me feel that same way as these other ones do,
and that's super interesting.
I think that's for me. It's like music is so emotional for me. It's so it when I love a song, it creates feeling. Like the song shows about feelings. It creates something in me, And some Rush songs do, but not necessarily because of the drumming. It's other things. It's the song. It's the entirety. It's the whole thing. So I get it. I get people love Neil Peart, and I do too. It's just not quite the same for me. It's the same. I mean, I could almost say the same thing about Bonham, but I like Bonham maybe a little bit better. But his same thing. His fills don't elicit that thing for me, And to go to the Phil Collins thing. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, come on. That is probably the most famous drum fill in the history of this planet.
As far as drum fills go, Phil Collins has a hit song as a drum fill.
Right.
In the world of drum fills, that
song.
fill is the hit song.
Yes. Yes.
You could just play the drum fill.
No one else has achieved that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I have a 5-second song. It's called In the Air Tonight.
Here it is.
That's incredible.
You know what? That's
It's
incredible.
like, there's my song.
You know what the interesting thing is too is like after that fill, he throws in a few more tasty ones.
Oh yeah, he
Groove,
throws in
when
some
that
more
groove
flavor
gets
after
going,
that.
he throws in some other things.
Yeah.
But
He's a
again,
badass.
it's
I mean, Phil
fun.
Collins is a badass.
Yeah. Oh, for
He
100%.
I mean,
but
he was a badass.
it didn't quite. I think it's just because that's so well known. Like it would have been kind of course that fill is like I said, it's the most known fill in the history of the universe. So it's like it's fine if it's not on the list because everyone already knows that, right?
Yeah. All right. So I guess we can wrap this one up, guys. Top 5 drum fills. Thanks, everybody. Please leave your comments. Leave your favorite fills. We want to see your favorite fills. Don't you guys want to see everybody's favorite fills? Like I want to, see people put in there like, oh, you guys forgot this one. I mean, we can't go through, thousands and thousands and thousands of records. So these are kind of like off the top of our heads, so we're going to miss some. So that's why everybody else help out and throw some in, and maybe we'll do a recap show or whatever where we show everybody's, like, oh, how could we have forgot this one or whatever. So yeah, we're not perfect here. These are just, again, I think that's a running theme here, that these are feelings in the moment feelings, our top fives. That's what they're based on, and that's what we're feeling at the moment. Those can change. So thanks everybody for watching, and leave yours in the comments, and we'll see you next time on the 5x3.
Do you guys like this cover?
No.
I've never, I gotta be honest, I've never liked it. You know why? The skateboard.
Glenn doesn't like skateboards.
I'm fine with skateboards. It's just something, when you're suggesting a very specific activity.
Like if someone was bowling on the cover, you wouldn't like it.
Is there a backstory? Is there a backstory on the skateboard on this record?
Whipping a priest?
I much prefer whipping a priest to skateboards.
That's a very specific activity.